What's up? What's up? What's up? Just if you jump in the house, I had came out to Osaka, chill out for a day or two, and for a couple of days, and I had a good time. Let's see what I did yesterday. I rolled up and met some friends, drove around. We talked a lot. My one friend, we talked about picking up girls and stuff, cause a lot of guys, I guess, a lot of guys here don't really. Well, I guess the new guys, they really don't understand what the social psychological thinking is out here as far as, talking to these girls. And a lot of guys actually do come out here and they try to romance the women. And I usually tell new guys, don't worry about romancing them. If they want to be romanced, then they'll let you know. But otherwise, don't, because there's nothing that you can, really no place where you can take a woman here in Osaka, especially if she's very active, that she probably hasn't been before, because all they do is walk around Umeda and Sensabashi, Tennoji, Murakamura, Kyoto, Kobe, wherever, and they walk with their friends and they stop at all these different places to eat. Here they have, which is a good idea, maybe you guys want to try to do this, is go around like in the black neighborhoods and stuff, get all the businesses, all the restaurants and different businesses, and make magazines, and that's what they do. So the women, they go to the stores, go through the magazines and stuff, the food magazines or whatever the magazines are called, and they just bounce from one restaurant to another restaurant. Then you got word of mouth and stuff like that. The fashions, they got all the fashions in these major cities. They go to the malls, to the department stores, and they, look around, go inside, shop, buy things. They read a lot of fashion and stuff like that. It's really interesting, and for a brother who may not be into fashion other than Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and things like that. And there are a lot of fashion designers out there. And if your fashion sense is limited, then you might meet some girl who's wearing a I would say, what's that thing? What's that guy? I think it starts with a J. And he's a jewelry maker, Jewish guy. He's real famous, I guess, with the rappers and something. I can't think of the name. But anyway, if you see them wearing his things, you see, like his watch, it just have his name on it, because I see that a lot. But other than him, you can meet a girl, go on a date with a girl, and she'll be wearing some fashion designers that like way more expensive than Louis Vuitton or Gucci, and then you're like, okay, well, come on, let's go to the Gucci store. I want to buy you a watch, or let's just go look. You just want to go there to impress because you know it and stuff like that. And she's probably thinking like, okay, yeah, but that's like, what I have on is like more expensive than that. And if you don't know the fashions and the name of these designers, then you're really doing yourself some, I wouldn't say injustice, but you're losing points and stuff like that. Taking the girls out to these sightseeing, to the temples and stuff. A lot of these women been to them, or their friends told them about it, or they read about it. A lot of them know the history and stuff. So when you come out here, don't worry about romancing them. Really don't worry about taking them to different places unless you're going to another city, and stuff like that. But and you meet a woman who hasn't gone anywhere. But like I said, a lot of women out here, they do a lot of reading. So a lot of them really knows what's going on, and they travel with their parents and stuff. So unless you just find a woman who just don't go anywhere and stuff like that, or can't afford to go anywhere or whatever, which I don't think it's in that category, because not being able to afford to go anywhere, it doesn't matter, because you can always read about it and stuff. So it's it's interesting, but if you're trying to impress, it's like if you're from LA and you just happen to go to LA and you meet some Japanese girl and she really likes you and want to be with you. So, I wouldn't say a Japanese girl, any woman. And she want to be with you and stuff. And she said, okay, well, here, let me take you to the farmer's market. And you go to the farmer's market and you've been there 1,000 times, you're like, well, I don't want to go there. Let's go to Venice Beach, I've been there a billion times, So it's kind of like that out here, And so, and truthfully, I'm to the point where when I meet some of my friends, they're like, well, what you want to do? I'm like, well, I don't know. I mean, the only thing that I found that's really exciting is just driving around. Just driving around or going on the train and just get off at any stop, and walk around or, just walk around, just walk, because I haven't seen anything. And when you go to the major department stores like that are at the major stations and stuff, everyone goes there, but there might be other areas where they don't go. A lot of people don't go in the residential areas, and it's a lot of things to see. They have their little mom and pop stores and stuff too that you may not, that a lot of people may not know about and things like that. So that's what I like to do, just walk around and things like that. But other than that, I wouldn't really try to go out my way trying to romance him and trying to, what is that called? Entertain them as far as taking them places. One brother did tell me that I should, when I meet a woman, I should have plans and everything. And I'm like, no, forget that. I'm not that type of person. I wasn't like that in LA, just, like I'm going somewhere, you want to go with me and stuff like that, or, let's go to Disneyland or something like that. But I mean, if you're from LA, wherever you're from, everyone just goes to, basically everyone just go to the same place, this big, gigantic, yearly circle, the same places you go to. So, the best thing to do would be to have your agenda and just tell them straight up. Because I was talking to a friend and he was saying, like how he talked to the women, just getting shut down. And if you think it's about you or whomever, I have a lot of friends and all of them had the same problems, And I just tell them, I said, listen, because like a lot of women I hear, they're really, really busy. I think I've said this in some of my other videos. These women are busy. So if you want to just have some personal time with them, then when you meet them, you got to say, hey, let's go. This is what I want to do. Let's go do this, And if you're lucky, a lot of them will have time. And they say, okay, and they'll just go. If you want to go wherever you want to go, back to your place or wherever, and they'll go. But it's like after that meeting, then if you want to meet them again, you call them, well, let's go this Saturday. Then a lot of times, they're just busy because sometimes they're on a day off, or they just took a day off, or something happened to change of plans and stuff. Their friends might have canceled on them and things like that. But it's like that first, I think me and some friends were talking about, it's like that first time you meet them, you got like a really good 80%, 50 to 80% chance of getting them to go wherever you want to go, even if it's back to your own place. I mean, you got a 50 to an 80% chance. But once that, you miss that, then it drops down to like probably less than 10%, and that's where a lot of guys mess up, and then they can't understand. And I think, well, I wouldn't say it's like that in the States, because I guess everybody pretty much on a planned, what is it called, a planned schedule. Everything is already planned out. You can be at work such time, you got to do such time, blah, 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 blah. But here in Japan, it's not like that, because they can just call in, the next day or the day before and say, hey, I'm not coming in today. I feel sick or whatever their reason is, and they don't get fired, or, people don't, it's not like in the States where you would just get fired for not having a good excuse, because I've dated this one girl, and she would work at this one place, and it was like every month, every 2 months, she was just taking these trips, to different countries, and, and I'm like, what about you, Josh? Oh, no, it's okay, and I'm like, dang, all right, and this other lady I know, in what's this place called? In Nagoya. She worked at these pachinko places, and she was getting like $10 an hour. So she worked like 10 hours and make a lot of money. And then she like, all right, I'm taking a trip for like 3 months or whatever, and she'll disappear. She'll just tell them, and I'm gone for 3 months. And like, all right, and she'll go, come back, bam, the job is still there waiting for her and stuff like that. So, so it could be something like that. A lot of how can I say? But a lot of the women, they really are busy, and I guess because of, like, the other day I was talking to this me and a friend and this white guy. We were all talking, and it was like, yeah, let's go, stand in front of Don Quixote and talk to the women. And the white dude was like, oh, that's creepy. And I'm thinking, like, what's creepy about talking to people? But I remember, it's weird because now I guess this culture or this plan is set in the stage where people just can't talk to each other because it's creepy and stuff like that. I'm like, wow. I said, well, in Japan, I've said this before, beautiful women expect handsome men to talk to them, and if the handsome men don't talk to them, then they were just gonna think he's not interested in women, gay or something like that. And so that's how it is out here. It's all about socializing. You got to talk to people, and sometimes people are busy, and it's just how can I say? It's just sometimes, a lot of times, it's bad timing and things like that. So I was hanging out with a friend last night. We were walking around. I was just speaking to the girls. We were driving in a car, and these two, well, they look white to me. He said they look Asian, but I swear they look white to me. But I was like, hey, how y'all doing? And one of them really didn't say anything. The other one, she said, hi, And I was like, well, it's good. At least I responded. You talk to different women, and, they walking by, and I think I spoke to her quite a bit, and they all responded, and it's not like I was, just because they said hi, I was expecting them to just take me and, say, come on, let's go with them in place, or nothing like that. But for me, when I talk to women, I just say hi. That's my goal. I say hi. And that's it. And if they reply, then hey, that's a bonus. I don't really expect too much. Especially when I'm not. Because like most of the time when I'm out in Osaka and I'm walking around or wherever, I'm not really thinking about sex, or I wouldn't say I wouldn't think about sex. I guess that's normal for everyone. But I don't just think about, hey, I'm going to go get this girl. I'm going to do this. I don't think about that. I have so many other things on my mind. And it's like when I said in this other video, I think I posted the video because I make a lot of videos and they're boring to me, so I just delete them. But I've done that a whole bunch of times, or a lot of times. And it's like when I go to a club, friends like, oh, did you pick up any girl? I'm like, nah, I didn't have any luck. But then, that's not true. Actually, the women do come to me, and make signs, come stand right in front of me. This one girl, I think the last 2 or the third time, 2 or 3 times back when I went to a club, and she stood in front of me, and I know what it means, just grab her and start dancing with her. I mean, she's interested. So I moved, and she came and did that. And I'm like, why she bothering me? Because I don't really go to clubs to pick up women, which I've said before in my clubs, in my videos. But the whole thing is, it's not like when I go to a club, I don't get any action. I get action, but it's just that I don't respond to it, So in other words, it would be like a guy talking to a woman and say hi, and she'll just look and keep walking. Well, that's how I am, they throw the play, and I'm like, whatever. And it even got to the point where this one cute Japanese girl, one Japanese lady, she was so fine, probably like 20, 24, 25, and well, that's how she looked anyway. And she just grabbed me by my wrist and started pulling me and come on down the dance floor and dance with me. And she had a real nice dress on, real nice shoes, makeup, everything. I'm telling you, she was fine, like a dime, but I was like, no. And she did that throughout the night, like 3 or 4 times, and then after I got home the next day, I think I put in my other videos, if I loaded it up, I was thinking, like, why did I do that shit? Just went with her, But I don't know. It's like, for me, I just don't actually go out there and stuff. But anyway, for you guys to come out here, because I know there are a lot of guys out here who do not get any luck, you know. And I was talking to a friend yesterday, and he was saying how he would thought that white guys would get more play than black guys, and he said that he met some who didn't, and they were like having less luck than he was. I mean, way less luck than he was. And I was like, yeah, they say that white man's myth about Japan and Asia and all that stuff. Maybe that was there when they first came, because they were the only foreign people, not too many black people or whoever, and that's just the way they perceived it based on their experiences. And maybe they talked to other black people, and the other black people didn't really have any luck as far as dating and stuff. But the best thing to do, because Japan is still open to communication, there's no such thing as being creepy in Japan. If you don't talk to a woman, that's creepy. And so the best thing to do is when you first meet them, what's your agenda? Just tell them straight up. And some women, they'll go, some won't, some are straight, but then you got some that'll say, well, why are you just going to ask me that on the first time we meeting? Those like the Western ones and stuff like that. They'll just come snap right back at you, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that, because in America, women would do that too, I guess. Not all, but you still got the same percentages. But some will snap back at you. But it's good though, because it just shows you how those type of women, it'll show you how they are. And usually those kind of women that snap back like that, it's okay, because they have all the right to do that. But it just depends on how, I guess, the aggressiveness might be when they respond. And that right there would tell you, red flag, leave her alone. Because like in some of my videos, I tell guys, hey, you need to, before you date these women, you need to make them angry and see how they are. And I have a friend, he's, I made in one of my other videos and stuff, but I talked about him, and, he said it, that we were talking the other day, and he was saying, hey, that what you said about making a girl angry before you date them is right. I should have did that. He said that was probably one of the best advices that I've given, and that's for any woman. That's for any woman, because once you start getting into them and stuff like that, and especially if you depended on them or something, oh man, I went the wrong way. But then that happens, and then you're like, oh man, what am I gonna do now? And blah 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 blah, and next thing you know, you just instead of just leaving, you're like, well, I'll try, but it's, I don't know, it's hard. I do understand those situations is hard, but you just gotta deal with it, I guess. But yeah, when you come out here, just have your agenda, and just tell them, because you can still walk over to a girl out here in Japan and say, hey, let's, I want to make love to you or something like that, and it's not bad, and some of them will laugh, some will say no. Some of the Western ones that's westernized, they might get upset, and stuff like that. Why are you going to just talk to Japanese girls and just say something like that and blah blah blah? And they make it seem like, and the way they talk, it gives the impression that Japanese women are naive, or they are dumb or something like that, like they don't understand what's going on. Or and then another thing too, she was like, well, you're just saying it and it's just being rude or something like that, or disrespectful. But I don't know, I mean, you got that there, disrespectful. I guess it's just the way you say it and stuff like that. But it's like most of the guys, when they meet these, when they meet the women and stuff like that, and they'll go either way they go. But if they start getting into relationships, then these women, they turn to being monsters, sometimes, and these guys get trapped. I don't know how these women do it though, but they get these guys trapped, and next thing you know, dude was just all messed up, and she dogging him out, so I mean, it depends and stuff. But the ones that are westernized, I think especially if they're married or not married, or can't find a good guy, or can't find a guy, or they marry somebody and kind of find out he was a jerk or stupid or he was nothing, and then they divorced him because there's no excitement being with this guy, which a lot of times that's that, then or they just too strong, and they're not gonna back down because they're in their country and they can just say, hey, you're a white person in my country, or you're a black person in my country. I'll just go tell the police, and they're gonna believe me. You're gonna go to jail, and stuff like that. So those things do happen, but it just depends. So it's so that's why I just tell guys, don't really waste too much time. Just get to the point. And if she wants to be with you, she'll go. If she wants to be romantic, she said, well, they'll give you hints and stuff, about what they want, And then another thing about this tate mai, I don't know why guys come to Japan, and I said this before in one of my other videos, but I don't know why guys come to Japan, and when these girls stand them up, they're saying it's tate mai, and I'm like, it's not tate mai, you just get stood up, you're just saying no. I mean, people in the States do the same thing, and tate mai is like, you walk up, say hi, and they go, oh, hi, how you doing? But inside they're like, oh, get the fuck out of my face, But, that happens everywhere, But these guys, I guess, once they learn it, she's doing tate mai to me, she's doing I'm laughing. I'm like, well, they do the same thing to you in the States. There's no difference. They just ignoring you, or they just being there, just like, okay, hurry up and say what you got to say. And she can, get out of my face, and, because I got things to do, and they don't want to be rude or whatever, But you guys don't get it twisted, As far as I'm concerned, Japan, it's almost like the hood, It's almost exactly like the hood. So, yeah, so the best thing to do is just do it like that, because a lot of guys, they come out here, and what they don't understand is Japan, they already have their code of honor as far as socializing, working, and things like that, and everybody knows them and stuff, knows this. And so when you're dating a woman out here, well, there's this woman code when it comes to dating, and when these women's code, or basically it's the culture when it comes to marriage and stuff, and they're going to do that, and it doesn't matter what you want them to do, they're going to do that, and then it's like, oh wow, I didn't see this coming, and they're not going to change, so that's why I say basically, that really doesn't matter when you talk to them and you ask them, just be nice about it and stuff, so you don't create any negative, permanent thoughts that might come back later and bite you, But other than that, just be nice. I mean, it's like, I don't know. But like sometimes some people ask me, do you say let's go to town? I'm like, no, I don't, because for me, like I said on my other videos, it's like when I want to have sex with a woman, and it doesn't even matter unless it's my wife or someone I really, really, really like. It's like just going from what I'm doing to the thought of doing it, to asking, to the agreement, to going to the spot, and to doing it. In between all of that time, especially if it takes some time, I'm going to lose interest because of the mental functions, I guess, that comes with the doing all that, the thinking and stuff like that. So I just like, forget it, so I need them that's like ready to go, bam, on the spot, let's go, no time wasted, nothing, let's just go. And I've been very lucky. I've met some women that's just ready to go, 24 hours, bam, 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 But then I meet some that don't, and it's really hard. It's like really hard, and I'm like, okay, well, I gotta go, But yeah, don't try to romance them. Now, if you do want to romance them, it would be better after you're dating and stuff like that. But yeah, because you gotta understand that they got all these Japanese guys, they got all these other guys coming after them, and they done probably heard every line there is, you know. So, you know, and then she got to choose which one. And if she chooses you, then that means you probably got picked over however many other guys. And you know, you got to make it good. You know, make their time when they meet you. They want to have fun, the ultimate fun that they possibly can have. But anyway, I'm out. Peace.